Hornaday in front of Todd Bodine. Bodine trying to keep the momentum up. He's been running a higher line than Ron Hornaday all evening.
Kyle Busch is closed right up on the back of Jason White. Looks to the outside of White. Jason's able to keep that third spot. They're 3 wide again. Look at Crafton.
All the way up against the wall.
He's liking that outside.
Went by his teammate, the 13 of Johnny Sauter. Here comes Sauter once again to the bottom of the racetrack.
Here's Elliott Sadler, that 2 truck. There's a battle for third now. Kyle Busch has caught the 23 of Jason White. Moves to the inside.
Taking third away from Jason White. Here comes Kyle Busch once again.
Battle for the lead on the left. You can see Hornaday barely holding off Todd Bodine. Todd's got a fast truck. Just can't seem to get around Ron. And look at Jason White battling with Brad Keselowski for that 4th spot.
Keselowski to the bottom of the racetrack. Jason White. And that gunbroker.com, number 29 on the outside, or 23, keeps his momentum up, trying to stay in front of the 29 of Keselowski. Will spark out of the 33 as they go through the turn. The 30 of Todd Bodine stays high. That's 1 and 2.
The first and second place trucks that time, exactly the same lap time. Look at this wad of trucks right here.
Elliott Sadler.
Elliott can't do anything with the 88 truck of Matt Crafton. In fact, he's in jeopardy of losing. Woo! Timothy Peters had to roll out of the gas and let Elliott back up in line.
Yeah, Timothy gave him a bit of a break right there.
So many great battles all over this racetrack, guys.
I think we're just marking time till Kyle Busch runs down the first 2 trucks. He was 0.2 of a second faster the last lap than the trucks running first and second.
And those first 2 trucks are running exact opposite lines. One of them dead on the bottom, one of them right out next to the wall. So what's Kyle going to do when he gets there? Head up the middle?
Wherever there's an open spot.
Johnny Sauter holding on to the 12th spot in front of Timothy Peters. 17 trucks on the lead lap. The first truck a lap down, Nelson Piquet Jr.
Skinner works his way to the inside. Battle for position with the 07 of Donnie Leah.
Things taming down a bit on the racetrack. We only have a handful of side-by-side battles right now, as opposed to the whole field. Donnie Leah in front of Mike Skinner now.
Donnie grabs the 14th spot ahead of Skinner.
I'll get to the bottom, bud. Clear by 2.
Once again, we saw this earlier. Phil, you pointed it out. The 3 trucks that have been dominant on this racetrack are the best on 1.5 miles. Hornaday, Bodine.
It may not be a coincidence. It might not be a coincidence.
It definitely isn't.
Look at that last lap for Kyle Busch. 2.5 miles an hour faster than those trucks running first and second.
His truck will change a little bit, though, Phil. He's had perfectly clean air, taking advantage of the aerodynamic downforce that he's creating as he's catching these guys. But his truck will go away a little bit when he gets there, but he's so good. I'm sure he can overcome it, but it's certainly going to be something he'll have to deal with. Might have to change his line a little bit. The truck will definitely have a different feel as he closes in on the back of these 2.
If those trucks stay on the bottom of the racetrack, then he may elect to go way up top to try to get away from the air, or vice versa.
You know, a truck that we haven't talked about a lot, which we did at the beginning of the show, was our most recent winner, Eric Almirola. He's already back up into the top 10. He's running in the 6th spot now.
Got way high that lap down there in turn number 2. Kyle Busch now is moving to the inside of Todd Bodine. That is a battle for second.
Trying to keep the momentum up. Todd Bodine on the outside. Here comes Kyle Busch once again.
You're right, Phil. You said it was just a matter of time, and that time is now. He's got the 2nd spot. He's got a sight set on Ron Hornaday. Can he clear it, Todd? Yeah, he gets up to the top side, gets that position away from Todd. Now he's going to go after Hornaday.
Elliott Sadler in the middle. Timothy Peter on the inside.
Taylor Malsom on the outside. 3 wide.
Elliott just has a lot of trouble getting through traffic. You know, he gets pinched down to the bottom even though he's faster and he can't complete the pass. That has a lot to do, I think, Phil, with the fact that Elliott's just not that familiar with these trucks. He doesn't know exactly what to expect when he gets on the inside of another truck, so he's got to be extra careful. And when you're extra careful, where'd Todd come from?
Todd Bodine battles back on the inside of that 18, trying to take second back. We talked about how good Kyle Busch was. There's the momentum once again. He surges by Todd Bodine on the outside.
Not tight enough.
Wonder if he slipped again because he had gotten around Todd, and look, he's made quick work of him getting back around him. But
do we just hear Kyle say not tight enough? Is that what Kyle just said? We overheard his radio transmission.
It did sound like that, and that time he was way up the racetrack as opposed to running right on the bottom like we had seen earlier.
Must have got a little bit loose and lost his momentum, and Todd tried to jump on him but couldn't complete the pass. Like I was saying about Elliott Sadler, he just doesn't know enough about the trucks yet. That'll come. He'll get to where he understands what to do, but if you don't race these things week in, week out, they're a handful to drive, and it's also tough to beat the guys that do drive them every week.
That's right. Right now, Ron Hornaday, the all-time winner here in the Camping World Truck Series. Look at that run Kyle Busch has, though. Look at the momentum he gained on Ron down the back straightaway.
Right by Terry Jones, and here he comes.
Trouble for Brad
Keselowski. He's on the apron now. Looks as though he'll be making his way onto pit road. Well, he keeps his momentum up and comes back out on the racetrack coming out of turn 4.
Wonder if that might have been an ignition problem, and maybe he switched ignitions and it refired. Decided to pull back on the racetrack.
Something's still wrong with it, though. So I thought the same thing, Phil, but I think looks like he runs fast through the turns, and then there isn't any speed on the straightaway. Like maybe something broke.
Yeah, it's broke.
Yeah. Mechanical issues claiming Brad Keselowski tonight.
Popped out of gear. And
Dennis Setzer. Hard contact.
In the 92, the right front and right side of that truck, heavily damaged. And the caution comes out once again, the 5th caution of the night.
Taking it right to the garage.
That was Dave Fuge Sr., longtime competitor in this series. That's crew chiefing this truck right here. Ricky Benton's brand new team, first time out for them. Had a good solid run going, was up on the lead lap.
Qualified 13th.
The top of your screen, obviously, looks like the right front tire went down on Dennis's truck, and pretty hard contact with the outside safer barrier.
He was right down on the bottom of the racetrack, too. The worst place, obviously, to be when you blow a right front tire. If you run that high line, when the tire blows, you don't have that. You don't get all that momentum into the outside wall. Dennis was down on the bottom and made a right-hand turn, it looked like, up across the track.
Problems for the 21 of Chris Eggleston.
Like a flat tire, too. Kind of looked weird up there. In the
yeah,
front,
it looks
though.
like something, maybe a hub or something broke.
He's crawling to come in.
Now again, this is the 5th caution. 2 cautions earlier was the 85 of Brent Raymer as he came out of turn number 4 and came into the quad oval, just burst into flames in that number 85. Brent hard on the brakes, got turned around into the wall, and then quickly was able to jump out of that race truck. And now we go down as we see Brent Raymer jumps out of that race truck. And now Ray Dunlap is with him.
And Rick, the good news is he's come out of the infield care center. Are you okay? First question.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Second question is, are you tired of making our highlights? Because at Daytona, one of the hardest hits I've ever seen, and this weekend, a pair of them.
Yeah, no doubt. We had the crash up here in 4 earlier today, and then obviously the fire that we just saw on the TV just now during the race. And it gets a little old, getting on here and getting on TV, wrecking or doing whatever. We're just trying to string together some good finishes here, so it's a little frustrating.
What kind of a financial hit is this for today, Brent?
2 trucks, motor. It's bad. I mean, that's pretty much our whole fleet.
Sorry to hear it. Glad you're okay. That's the important part. Let's go to Adam.
And while you guys were talking, Ray, Elliott Sadler took advantage of the opportunity to come down pit road. They changed right side tires. They also put some air back in the right rear, trying to get him where he needs to be to make a run to the finish. Strategy got them behind the 8 ball. Now they've lost a little track position. We can see if they've